My name is Anna and I'm a junior consultant here at Mayan Technologies. Today we are going to see how to manage assets and depreciation on Acumatica.
The first step for this process is to verify our accounts. We will need an asset cost account, which will be the one where we record how much was spent on each asset, a clearing account, which will be used as a transition account, an accumulated depreciation account, which will represent the total amount an asset is depreciated in a single period. Then, the second step will be to register or add a fixed asset into the system, followed by creating a journal entry as a recurring transaction to record the depreciation amounts. Finally, we will have to create a transaction for the asset disposal. Now for our first step, we will have to go to Journal Transactions in Acumatica. We can find this in our Financial tab under Transactions and we click New. I already have pre-made this batch, and as you can see, I will need the asset cost and I add 10,000 as our imaginary cost and asset clearing. This is cost is going to go as debit and clearing is going to go as credit. This batch is not going to be scheduled as a recurring transaction. This one is for one specific fixed asset, and every time we have a new one, we will have to do this all over again. Now our next step is going to go and do our depreciation transaction. For this, we go back to Journal Transactions, New, and I already have one pre-made, which is this one. And as you can see, we have the asset clearing now as a debit amount, and our new account, which will be accumulated depreciation as a credit amount. This is the transaction that we are going to use as a recurring transaction. Here, I took the original amount of the asset that was $10,000 and divided it into the life of the asset. As we can see here, this is the formula that I used, and we were going to go on a straight line depreciation. We have an asset cost of 10,000 and 12 periods since we're going to divide it into 1 year. That gives us $833. Now we go to schedule, and here we're going to see the recurring transactions. Here we can decide when we want to post our scheduled transactions. We can do it daily, weekly, monthly, or by financial period. In this case, I chose by financial period. The execution limit will be 12 since it's going to be 12 months, and by the end of the financial period, these are going to be posted. Here we can see our generated documents. The first one posted the 30th of September, that was yesterday, and I click Run Now, and if we go to our transactions, we can see it's already posted and balanced. This can be edited at any time, it's not yet released. And now I will go back to see where we are and what we have done. And here we can see we already did the addition with the asset cost as debit and asset clearing as credit, and now we used the asset clearing as the debit and the accumulated depreciation as credit. Now our last step is going to go into the disposal. In this case, we're going to use the accumulated depreciation as a debit, as you can see here, and the asset cost, which is the first account we used, as credit. This step is done only one time and when we are ready to dispose of our asset. The accumulated depreciation amount is going to be all the individual amounts that were $833.33 that were scheduled as recurring transactions. So when all those periods are already done, it's when we are going to go to Acumatica, create a new transaction, a new batch, that's going to be the one that we're doing right now, and dispose of the asset. This is the last step. It's done only one time, and once the scheduled transaction is done. Let's go back a bit again to our PowerPoint, and we already did addition, depreciation, and disposal. We can see how the accounts cancel each other. First we have asset cost with asset clearing. Then we will use asset clearing to do the scheduled transactions with accumulated depreciation as credit. Finally, all those accumulated depreciations are going to add up, and to dispose the item, we will use that account with our original asset cost to clear all the accounts and finally dispose of the asset. Now that we have finished this process, we go back to Acumatica to see how this looks in our reports. Here is our profit and loss, and here we can see depreciation and amortization, and we can see the total amount.
And that will be all for today. Thank you for watching, and don't forget to like and subscribe for more videos like this.